What it do? Dream, say it's your boy Neal back with another reaction video, guys. Here we are with F1 Sprint highlights, 2023 Belgian Grand Prix. We reacted to the qualifying highlights. We reacted to the race highlights. Here's the sprint highlights, and I believe this is my first time reacting to sprint highlights. And this mixes in with the qualifying to decide who places what position in the actual race. Talk to me. Before we jump in, make sure you subscribe to the channel, ring notification bell, get a video a thumbs up so it gets suggested. What we got?
We begin the formation lap for the Belgian Grand Prix Sprint. We are about to run 15 laps minus whatever we do beyond the formation lap behind the safety car. Everyone's going to want to get rid of those wet tyres and get onto the inters as soon as possible. The third sprint of the year is about to get underway, but will it get underway in the pit lane? Yes. Okay, Verstappen goes through, he goes on, so then does Charles Leclerc. Late call for Pierre Gasly. Ocon is sent round, and so there's a total mix now, but all of the action, as expected, is in the pit lane.
I'm surprised Verstappen stayed out. All the lead drivers then have come in. The second drivers haven't chosen to queue, so you've got a load of drivers coming in. There is even going to be a little bit of queuing. I think for some teams, Piastri gets away cleanly, and he's got a bid for the lead of the race here.
That is a huge moment. There is a tight moment for the Alpine of Gasly into the path of Fernando Alonso. Loads of action as we came into the pits. I think it was the bottom half, so it's about 10 cars who came in.
Dang.
On board with the man putting pressure on Max Verstappen.
He's 1.7 seconds quicker than Max in the middle sector. This should be done. Verstappen peels in. What can Piastri do? So long as he's clean through the final sector, he will lead the sprint.
Piastri has got past Zhou Guanyu on the wet tyre as well. Piastri is having to pick his way past cars who haven't pitted. Surely the rest will. 10 laps to go. Oscar Piastri, who has never been in the top 3 in Formula 1. Oh, is that going to be tight? Very tight between Max Verstappen.
That scared the mess out of me. Jesus.
Into the path of the second McLaren to pit. And wait for it, because going through now. Oscar
oh
Piastri,
my God.
That's so tight between them. Oscar Piastri roars past. Oscar Piastri takes the lead with Max Verstappen on pit exit. And that gamble for intermediate tyres works for the Australian driver. And he's got P1 in the race.
It was always going to. I can't believe Verstappen didn't come in on that first lap. Piastri leads. Verstappen is still second and it's game on at the front. Look behind. Gasly's third, Perez fourth, Hamilton fifth, Sainz sixth. Even though they lost out, they're still ahead of everyone else that stayed out on the full wet.
Alonso,
Dang.
Fernando Alonso, off the road, into the gravel and out of the sprint to bring out the safety car at Spa-Francorchamps.
Oh, the car just got loose. And then he got on the curb and then just brushes the wall, but there shouldn't be any damage there, just beats in the gravel, I think. So that was on the tail of Mika Hulkenberg, and the car was getting loose already. Then he touched the curb, or maybe it was just the right rear touched that painted surface, which is always slippery in these conditions on the outside of
God dang.
Oscar Piastri has Max Verstappen to deal with. Perez very nearly in.
Yeah, you know what, Max? It's Max the inevitable. You know exactly where Max is ending up.
To the back of Gasly under braking there. He's looking racy. They're all looking racy as we go back. What an entertaining sprint we've had. The yellow flag is out in sector 3 already. I'm hearing in my ear that Yuki Tsunoda has gone round before we even got to the restart.
That was 17th place, Yuki Tsunoda, as Perez a little bit wide. Hamilton might try and come towards him down to Eau Rouge.
Big run now for Max Verstappen, trying to reclaim the lead that he lost. And Oscar Piastri goes through Eau Rouge. We climb the hill through Radion corner. It's going to be very tight between the two of them. Checking the left-hand mirror is Oscar Piastri. Look at the momentum. Look at the speed that Max Verstappen's got. And he roars through to retake the lead. Piastri ducks in to the slipstream. But Max Verstappen does the job and retakes P1.
Look at this. Tucked in behind.
Full commitment. That's outrageous on a restart lap. What a fine way to take it through.
Max the inevitable, man.
We know that Verstappen is in a vein of form rarely seen in Formula 1. Tomorrow in the Grand Prix, he tries to win 8 in a row. Hamilton to the inside at Stavelot corner. It's got a hit. They'll go wheel to wheel. They collide. They collide. Perez and Hamilton. making contact. Hamilton got a great run through Stavilo corner, and then nearly bagging wheels again as they make their way through. Perez without the momentum, Hamilton all over the back of him, and they came together.
Jesus.
Hamilton suddenly slowed a little bit down towards Blanchimont. I think he was just giving Perez a bit of space before that fast left-hander. I think they've got away with it, but Perez is struggling at the moment. One Red Bull's flying, the other one's struggling, and Hamilton and now Sainz are right with him.
It's very nearly a three-car battle for fourth position. Perez in the navy Red Bull, Hamilton in the black Mercedes, and Sainz in the background just waits for his opportunity to come out of La Source and put pressure on as well. No grip for Sergio Perez, who's lost the place to Hamilton. We go side by side to Eau Rouge corner. Sainz trying to take fifth place, and he's got by.
Perez has got no grip at all. The way that Hamilton came alongside into Stavilo is a very strange place to try and make a move, but Perez is just struggling, and now Leclerc's going to have a run. Checo's still looking at Carlos Sainz.
This is the battle for fifth. This is the battle for sixth. Is the second Ferrari going to go through? Is there room for all of them to make their way through the corner?
Oh my God.
With a tidy pass as well. Fine move for sixth position. But
dang, yeah. See, Sergio was awful in this sprint. In this sprint highlights, bro, or the sprint race. Sergio was awful. But he made up for it in the real race. Checo made up for it in the real race. He came out and showed out.
Hamilton with that wheel-banging moment with Sergio Perez. Hamilton given the 5-second penalty, and that's going to ruin his race.
Dang.
And he's struggling so much. Norris is right with him coming down towards Spaniard. So difficult to make a move here, but he's offline everywhere, struggling to get the car turned, struggling to find any exit.
Oh, it's beat up from that freaking, from the collision. His car's a little beat up, so that's why he's going so slow. Okay, I got you, Checo. I got you.
He's got no confidence in the car as well, and now we ride on board with Lando and Perez.
Oh, he's off the road. He's off the road. The lack of grip tells, and he's off into the gravel trap. Sergio Perez rejoins, but he'll rejoin out of the points-paying positions. Norris up to 7th. Daniel Ricciardo back in Formula One and currently back in the points. On the penultimate tour then, and that is a wide moment for Daniel Ricciardo. George Russell all over the back of the AlphaTauri now, and it appears that George Russell's got much superior grip on the intermediate tyres, and it's going to take Ricciardo with a late lunge. He's got no way to respond, and George Russell takes his place in the points, fighting his way back through, and Ricciardo is dropped down to 9th position. No way to respond. Max Verstappen ticks the final boxes on the last corners of the last lap, and Max Verstappen wins the sprint
Over 6 seconds, bro. That's insanity, dude.
In Belgium, but what a story from the 22-year-old Australian who scores his best results in any Formula One race in the sprint. P2 for McLaren, it's P3 for Alpine and Pierre Gasly. Hamilton came home in 4th, but when you apply the penalty, it's Sainz in 4th, Leclerc in 5th, then Lando Norris, and the Mercedes, the last 2-point scorers, 7th and 8th. Max Verstappen taking his second sprint win of the year.
Oh, so this doesn't have to do with anything with qualifying. This is just extra points. Okay, got it. Of course, Max Verstappen. Dude. Max, the fact to win this much, bro. Has anybody won this much in a season, bro? Like, has it been done to win this much? To annihilate this much, bro. He's untouchable. That's all we got.
Oscar Piastri, his best result in any Formula One race of any description all time. Pierre Gasly's first top 3 in Formula One of any race since the Azerbaijan Grand Prix a couple of years ago.
You guys got a favorite video suggestion? You can subscribe to Patreon and drop it in the comment section. It's your boy Neal, out.